Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Blaine. Blaine is from Atlanta, in Georgia, in the USA. So let's see what Blaine has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hello,
Hello, Blaine. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
So tell me, how's your day going so far?
It's been pretty good so far. Busy. I've had some cleaning to do around the house and just fed my cats some lunch and
Oh,
yeah.
are you
What
more
about
a
you?
day or night person?
Oh, definitely night.
Really?
Yes. Yes. I'm a night owl. I can stay up all night, but in the morning, it's rough.
Always being a night person?
Yeah. Yeah. Even
Yeah.
even through school, even though I had to get up early, it was like, oh no.
Tell me where you're from, Blaine.
I'm originally from Haiti, and I was adopted when I was 4 months old. And I grew up in Midland, Michigan,
Okay.
and now I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow. And all your family, they're back in Michigan or not?
Yeah, most of my family is still up in Michigan. Yeah,
Wow. And how long have you been living in Atlanta for?
I've been in Atlanta for I think it's 4 years now. Goodness, I lived in Nashville,
Uh-huh.
Tennessee, for 3 years before, so I like kept going down south.
And why the change from Tennessee, Nashville to Atlanta?
Sure, I am an artist, an actor, and singer, and model, and so I was getting a lot of bookings in Atlanta when I was living in Nashville, and
Hmm.
so I was like, let me just move so that I don't have to make that 4 hour drive every so often.
I see. And so far, what do you like the most about living in Atlanta?
The weather, yeah, it is so much better than Michigan. I was, used to just winters for at least what 9 months out of the year. It seemed like
Wow.
-30, just super cold, and you know it's so much better here. I don't have to shovel anymore.
Tell me something. So, as you already mentioned, so I believe you are an artist. Yeah, you are an actor, dancer. So, walk me through a little bit about your career.
Sure. So I began singing, I would say, well, before I could talk, probably, but I sang in the church choirs growing up. And I did a lot of theater with the community and sung in a lot of different choral programs. So that's where I got my background. And then I've done TV and theater and film work. And then I've also taught runway.
Wow,
Yeah. And high fashion. And then now I am also in adult modeling as well.
uh-huh. Amazing. You are a busy man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good to be busy.
Yeah, it is. Keeps me out of too much trouble.
Amazing. That's for sure. When your mind is busy, for sure you're out of troubles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So before we start our journey within the magic box, I would you like to tell me something interesting about yourself?
Mm, interesting about myself. I am a twin.
Wow.
Yeah.
With another brother or another sister?
Another brother. Unfortunately he passed away, but I definitely still feel his spirit.
Oh, wow. And you both were identical.
I believe so, yeah.
Wow. Amazing. And
Mhm.
he passed away a long time or it's
Yeah. We were born 2 months premature. And so he
okay.
was 2 pounds and I think 5 ounces, and I was like 2 pounds and 11 ounces. And we were, super sick. And so our biological father took us to the orphanage in Haiti, and he sadly passed away there. Just lack of food and resources.
Wow. So he was a baby when he passed away.
Yeah.
See. All right. Okay. So are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. From the fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Sure. Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, Blaine, before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about some reason you don't want to answer, I always can change, okay?
Sure.
Right, first question for you is, if you were to raise a child, what are the most important thing would you like them to learn?
That they are worthy and loved.
Tell me about it.
So growing up, I, unfortunately had a tough childhood. And so, I think back to my younger self and what I'd like to tell my younger self, if I could go back. And so if I were to have a child, definitely I would tell, my child everything that I would want to tell my younger self.
When you say that you had a tough childhood, it means because you were adopted or because other circumstances?
Both. Because I was adopted, into a family that unfortunately, of course, life is, multifaceted and, there was, positives and negatives, but, overall, I wasn't allowed to really understand my Black humanity. I was adopted into a white family and, was taught that, race and racism and everything having to do with skin color was something we just didn't talk about. So it was a very tough, journey of, self-acceptance and self-love. And, it was quite the journey.
Wow. And are you still in touch with your biological family or never been in touch before?
I've never been in touch. I know that I had an older brother and then my father. So, if they're still alive, um, probably would be in Haiti. But I have no way of connecting with them. But then my biological mother passed away.
I see. All right. Next question. Let's do it. Next question is, what has been the happiest point of your life?
Ooh. Goodness. I think. I say one of the happiest points of my life was singing with the Atlanta Gay Men's Chorus. We are on summer break right now, but just being able to be part of a community where I feel seen and, heard, and people are like me, just a very open and loving community that create music together. And, music is I call it my superpower. But that's just such a great organization for me to be a part of.
Wow. Do you sing every day?
Oh, yeah, I do. With the choir, it's once a week for rehearsal, but no, I sing every single day.
Wow, amazing. Once somebody told me that when you sing, you pray twice.
Oh, I love that.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It
I love
is.
it. Well,
Yeah,
it's so powerful.
it is.
I think when you are singing, my goodness, the energy, the energy you put out the word, you expressing yourself, it's the feeling must be, I wish I had the talent. I wish I could sing. When I see people singing from their hearts, my God, the emotions. I have goosebumps now. It's so powerful. I think,
Yeah.
It's a way of you, to give out this energy, this beautiful, genuine energy that, when you sing, even if you cannot sing professionally, but just singing in the shower or anywhere is just like, again, like praying twice. You're literally putting this beautiful energy out.
Absolutely. You know, that expression and, you know, music and singing is such a universal language and,
Hmm.
you know, it connects people and
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
well,
next
yeah.
question. Let's do it.
All right.
Before the next question, tell me how your career started. Tell me, walk me through a little bit how everything started.
Sure. So starting back, probably I would say second grade, my music teacher at school recommended that I audition for the city's youth honors choral program. And
Hmm.
so I did that, and that started me on a trajectory of classical and choral music and singing with different choirs, uh, regionally, nationally, and then also I was in a international choral ensemble that took me to Europe,
Oh,
and we toured in 2010.
wow.
Uh, and then I started acting in the church Christmas pageants, and then community, and then school theater, um, and then regional theater. And then I crossed over into TV and film. And then I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. And that's where I started to book more TV and film role, a lot of independent
Mhm.
film. And then when I moved to Atlanta, I believe it was 2018. That's when I started to uh, do more adult films and also stripping.
Wow.
Mhm. And then I taught runway and I taught ballroom dance. So kind of a smorgasbord of a lot
And
of different.
do you think Atlanta is a place with a lot of opportunities for your career?
Yeah, definitely. You know, of course, before the pandemic happened, you know, there was quite a lot going on, and then the pandemic, you know, hit, and then a lot of my work went away, unfortunately. But now it's really starting to pick back up, and I'm finding myself, you know, quite busy again, which is great.
See. All right. Next question is, what did you think was the most challenging of being a kid?
Whew. I would say one of the most challenging things was not being believed by my parents. You know, when I would say that certain things would happen to me, you know, whether it was inside or outside of the home, you know, just based on how we move through the world, you know, we all move through the world differently. And, you know, because my parents didn't have any friends of color, you know, they didn't understand how, you know, people of color move differently through the world than white people. And so when I would tell them things or bring them things that were either problematic or harmful or scary or I didn't understand, um, you know, as their black child, uh, it was, you know, difficult not being believed or being told to be quiet or abused or threatened just because
Mhm.
they didn't understand.
But they had other children as well, or just you?
There's four of us, and we were all adopted from different families.
Oh wow! And you were the only black one, or all of your siblings were black as well?
My brother is black, and then I have two sisters, and they're white.
I see. And are you well connected nowadays?
I would say I'm the closest probably to my brother. You know, we still talk periodically. He still lives up in Michigan. But with everyone else in in the immediate family, you know, speak very much anymore. But in the extended family, you know, like aunts, uncles, cousins, um, we speak quite often. So that's nice.
Absolutely. And growing up with your, your talent, your career, your gift, did you have their support regarding
I
that?
did. I did. You know, which is something that I do cherish and that I am, you know, happy about. You know, they would drive me to different auditions or, you know, they would come to many of my concerts and um, you know, so that, you know, part of the growing up experience was the positive side that, you know, there was, you know, support in my aspirations and my dreams and my talents.
I see. Okay. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question. Hey, Blaine from Atlanta. Next question is, what is your favorite kitchen smell?
Kitchen smell?
Yeah.
Goodness. I would roasted chicken in the oven.
Oh, wow.
Does that count?
Do you like cooking?
No, but I can cook. I love baking.
Right.
So I'm more like cookies and cakes and pastries. But I would say my favorite dishes lasagna and then roasted chicken.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love lasagna and I love chicken as well.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And there is in Atlanta, there is something like any, let's say, traditional foods or anything that you found since you've been there, something unique or different related to food in Atlanta or not?
There's so many restaurants I still have to try out. I would see it. I guess Southern food, would that be Atlanta specific? I mean, great. Oh gosh. Like cornbread and grits and uh chicken, roasted chicken again,
Okay.
and mac and cheese, the good Southern Southern cooking.
Amazing.
But I
Next
love
one.
Atlanta because there's so much diversity and variety in their food here. So that is
See.
really nice.
And being gay in Atlanta, it's a place where you can be yourself, you feel safe, you can express the way you are.
Depends on the area. I would say towards downtown, midtown areas where like all of the gays hang out. It's like the gay mecca. So, that's a pretty nice area to feel comfortable in. But as you get, out towards the outer skirts of the city and then into the, more rural areas, it can get a little dicey.
I had a few guests on the show from Atlanta, and some of them told me that Atlanta, it's like a blue points
Yeah,
surrounding
surrounded by
red.
red.
Is that true in your opinion?
Oh yeah, very much so. I would say, the majority of the state is pretty red, deep red. Like if I were to drive like 2 hours south, it'd be a totally different world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next one, tell me about how the idea of creating adult content, how the idea came along.
Oh, sure. I've always been someone who was pretty creative, whether it was, building with building blocks or, drawing or, anything having to do with music when I was younger. And so I was always creating. And so when I, started to get more bookings for different modeling jobs and acting jobs, I started to really take stock in, the pictures that I was taking. I worked on my craft and, tried to really improve my editing and, my producing so that I could, take care of my own content, and be able to do what I needed to do with that. And so probably around, high school is when I started really, getting serious about creating content. And then I would say, definitely since I've been to Atlanta, it's really just been most of what I've been doing.
Adult content.
Yeah.
And people, when they check your page, when they kind of sign up for your page to see your work on adult content, what they gonna find there, what they expecting about your content? Also, do you collaborate with other guys as well?
Yeah, I do. I would say, going to um like my all my links page where I have all my links listed.
Mm-hmm.
um People will see, various different avenues, and so I have like my high fashion, and then I have my, acting and modeling, and then I have my adult modeling,
Mm-hmm.
uh and just, list of different projects. So it's like a smorgasbord of all I do.
I see. Okay. Cool. Next
Yeah.
question. Tell us something that you have done that you feel very proud of yourself.
Hmm. I well, another interesting fact about me, I have a bleeding disorder. I have it's called factor 13 deficiency. Um, and it's a rare bleeding disorder, and it's kind of ish under the like hemophilia umbrella. But growing up, I went to a camp called Camp Bold Eagle in Michigan, and I learned how to self-infuse. So now, when I get my treatment once a month, I can infuse myself and, mix the medication and everything. And so I'm pretty proud about that, because it's definitely helped me be able to live a semi-normal life, being able to, really take care of myself and be able to travel and do things, since I can, infuse my own self.
So explain to me about that. It's something about bleeding. It's something that's happened naturally.
Yeah, so I'm missing the fibrin in my blood, which is like the sticky stuff that holds platelets together. So like when you get a cut, or you hit yourself, and a bruise starts to form, the platelets would, try and clog the hole. But because I don't have the sticky glue stuff, I just keep bleeding and bleeding and bleeding.
I
And
see.
so the medication that I get is the glue stuff, the fibrin.
I see. And something that you always need to have around you, because if you cut yourself, you need to have that to kind of help.
Right.
I
Yeah.
see. I
And
see.
I take a treatment once a month, and I'm pretty good. When it gets to about, day 16, 17, I start to feel it in my body, that I feel a little bit tired, a little weaker. Um, but overall, I've been through, I think, 5 different medical studies,
Uh-huh.
growing up, just through the advance of medication. And I would say the medication that I'm on today is the best that I've been on, because it's a much smaller dose and it's much more efficient.
I see. See.
Uh,
Interesting. Okay. Thanks for explaining that.
yeah,
Amazing. Next one.
sure.
Hey, Blaine from Atlanta, USA. Next
Yeah.
question is, what is the first thing that you think about when you wake up?
Hmm. I would say probably my cats, my 2 cats, Max and Maisie, because they're usually either like right by my face or, on my stomach.
They,
So,
they sleep with you?
yeah, they do.
Oh, how old
Yeah,
are they?
they are 3. I got them during the pandemic. So this is Maisie over here. You see,
Hello, Maisie.
maybe.
Wow. So
Yeah,
relaxed.
yeah, just chilling. Max is somewhere.
And do you see yourself living in Atlanta for a long while, Blaine?
I'll go wherever the wind takes me, wherever, my career leads,
Mhm.
or, if I happen to meet a special someone. Um, but for right now, yeah, I can see myself living in Atlanta for a while. So,
I see. And it's
yeah,
another place, like another place that you are kind of wishing to live in the future, or you kind of want to experience somewhere else or not?
I would say, in the United States, it would probably be between LA or New York. If I were to live somewhere else. Just a city that's more diverse and more open and more progressive. But then, overseas, I could see myself living in Paris
Wow.
or Hamburg, Germany.
Why Hamburg?
I love the city. I When I went over with the International Choral Program, we stopped in Hamburg and just fell in love with the city, and it just spoke to me.
I've been there twice, and I can tell you as well, I love the city.
Yeah.
I had a let's say, an interesting story. I met a lovely man, a German guy, is a friend of mine now. We met in Gran Canaria in Spain a few years ago. And literally in the middle of the water, literally in the middle of the water, I have no idea. I saw this, I was literally swimming in the sea, and I was deep down. When I came out, I see this head just floating, yeah? I was like, oh my God, what's that? And he saw me, he started laughing because he saw me first, so he kind of came swimming my direction.
Oh, that's funny.
And when I saw his, because when I was swimming, I didn't see anyone around me. But at one point, I just dived in a little bit. When I came out, I see this head floating. I was like, oh my God, what's this? And we start laughing and we start talking, and it became like, let's say, a romance. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was quite sweet, actually, a sweet story. And actually, I was there 2 weeks ago again. I haven't been there for 5 years, and I went there, and I was like, I told my friend, okay, I'm gonna go to the same place to see if the sea sent me someone special again.
Right. Oh, I love that.
It didn't send this time.
It didn't send. Oh,
But it was very interesting, this story, because it's, oh my God, it's so funny how you meet people,
yeah.
and sometimes if you are open-minded, if you are approachable, sometimes you meet people, special people, and you never know, it can direct you to a friendship, it can direct you to a relationship, you never know. So
Right.
I think was, it's something that I'll never forget. It was a good experience. And because of that, I went twice. I went to visit him in Hamburg. He came to London as well. It didn't work out as a couple, but we became friends, and time to time we still talk, and it's amazing.
Oh, nice.
I love the city. I think Hamburg, it's a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city. Thank you for sharing that story.
But there's more thing behind, and I'm gonna tell you now. So that day when we met, so he was in a group with friends, some gay and straight friends as well. So they had a rule between them. One day they were going to the straight beach, and one day they were going to the gay beach. So they have a rule between them. That day when I met him, it was a straight beach. Yeah, I find out this afterwards. Look what happened. They told me, after when I became friends with all of them, they told me, William, we were literally in another beach, and suddenly, out of nowhere, this lovely man, his name is Thomas, he said, guys, let's go to the gay beach. And everyone was like, are you crazy? Today is the straight beach. And he was like, oh, come on, let's go there today again. And they were like, no, let's stay here. Today is the day to stay here. And he was, pushing, and they decided to go there. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah, they told me that, and I was like, wow. It was so interesting. It meant to happen, because it's crazy how things, get together.
It is. Life just connects in mysterious ways.
And his friends, they were telling me, William, out of nowhere, everyone was relaxing, having a drink, we were having a good time, and out of nowhere, he had this idea to walk all the way to the other part of the beach just to be there.
Wow.
Out of nowhere. Can you imagine? Yeah, it's
Deep
crazy.
Down, he probably knew he had to be.
I know, and it's interesting that, and it was my last day actually. It was my last day on the beach. Yeah, the group was staying like for another 3 or 4 days, and that was my last day. Can you imagine?
Wow. Well, the universe.
Yeah, I know those things happen sometimes, and you never know how to explain. It's just meant to be. Yeah,
right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm glad that we talk about that, so I could share this story.
Yeah, definitely.
3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Hey, Blaine, next question is, what was your favorite thing to do as a kid?
Hmm. Well, sing. But gosh, favorite thing. I mean, I loved going to the park and swinging on the swings.
Okay.
That was kind of like my happy place growing up. And so we had a park that was like around the corner from the house. And so I would always go, and that was just something that I always loved to do pretty much every day.
I'm going to ask a tough question to you now. Okay, you don't need to answer if you don't want to. Do you think that if you had the opportunity, maybe, if let's say you have the superpower, yeah, as you said, you have a rough childhood, connect with your adoption as well, being adopted. If you have the superpower to kind of erase that from your life, yeah, and again, not being adopted, being with your biological family, would you change that, or would you carry on the way life happened before to you?
If I knew what was going to happen, um, in my life, um, and let's say if I had to go back and make a choice, if I could relive, the life that I've lived, and everything would be the exact same, or choose a different path, whether that be, not existing or to exist with, my biological family. Um, it would definitely be either of the last two. Um, uh, it would be either to choose to stay with my biological parents or just not exist, just because, now, I am in charge of my own life, and, so much of the abuse and trauma is gone. And so now, it's a life that I love, and I love myself, and I love my life, and it's definitely worth living. But to go through all of that again, um, you know, I would not wish that on anybody.
I see. But I believe that right now you are grateful for your past because you became the person you are today.
Absolutely. Yeah. I wouldn't, there's so much that I've learned, and so much, knowledge that I've gained, and so much empathy that has been, carved out, because of what I've been through. And so because of that, it's easy for me to really connect with people and to hold space for people, and, listen to their lived experiences. Um, and, as humans, we are community, and we are, connected to each other. And, you know, uh, it's so important. And there's so many skills, and there's so many nuggets of knowledge that I would not have had I not gone through all of that. And so now, I'm just blessed that, I have, so many, tools in my toolbox, and, you know, life is greener.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think, all of us, we go through traumas, like, some people worse, some people more light, but there's always something that we could understand as a child. And when you look back now, we go like, you know what? I I love the person I am today. And maybe if I didn't go through that, maybe I wouldn't, I don't know, maybe enjoy or be so happy the way we are right now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Of course, some people, they don't get over easily. Some people, they don't have other way, like we, like you or me or anybody else could, just have escaped somehow, have done something to become, their ownership, like they own themselves,
Yeah,
they can make their own decisions, you know what I mean? So I think in a way, people, they are lucky when they can say, you know what, I'm in a better place now, I can express the way I am, and I'm so lucky for that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It doesn't happen with everyone, but I think people, like you're saying, like you can see that you feel very, very happy and proud the way you are right now. It's a privileged place to be.
absolutely, absolutely. The healing journey,
Really enjoy. Yeah.
not a lot of people are able, or they don't have the resources, or the knowledge
Yes.
to know how to unlock that
Abs-
journey.
Yeah, I believe as well. Two
Mhm.
questions left. Let's do it.
Alright.
Okay, before the next question, tell me, as a singer, if you could do a duet, yeah, with any singer in the world, like to go on a tour, to have a moment, to to record a music or anything, who that would be and why?
Oh, that's so hard. Uh, Jennifer Hudson.
Wow. Tell me why.
I just love her. She is just someone who I remember as a younger, and my family would watch American Idol all the time. And where I lived, there wasn't a lot of representation of people who look like me in the community. And of course, back years ago on TV, there wasn't as much diversity as there is now. And so I remember seeing Jennifer, and of course, just hearing her voice was just amazing. But just being somebody who looked like me and who also was a singer and who had a bright spirit, and who I've kind of just watched her career through the years. It's just someone who I feel very connected to, and I would love to have the chance to sing with her one day.
There we go. Somehow this interview, you're gonna get to her somehow. You never know. You know what I mean? You might get a telephone call. You know what? I saw you in this show called Willie the Magic Box. Shall we do a song together? Never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Remember to tell me, okay, in advance, okay? Remember to tell.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Next question is, tell us about your first love and your first kiss.
So first love as in like a relationship, or just first like person
Ever.
that I had a crush on?
Yeah.
I would say probably in second grade. I remember being out at recess, and I didn't really know him because we were in different classes, but I just remember he would always wear his name is Michael. He would always wear kind of like tank tops, and I just thought he was so cute, and I just remember having the biggest crush on him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think he knew it? He knew it that you had a big crush on him or not?
Oh, probably not. But it was like my little secret that every day I'd see him at recess, and I mean, like later, like we became friends. But second grade, I was too nervous, so like I would just always stay back, but watch. And
it's such a nice feeling, isn't it? I remember crush, those crushes, like, oh my God, you don't feel strong enough to go to them, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's such a powerful feeling, but you don't feel strong enough to go like, you know what? I just like you. I just want to hug you. I just want to kiss you or do something. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That was your first love, yeah?
Yeah, crush, I would say.
Crush, yeah. And kiss, your first kiss.
My first kiss. I think that was with my friend Tom. I think I was 20, and I had just gotten on one of the apps for the very first time.
Right.
And I was still living at my parents' house, and it was a pretty conservative area. But I remember there was this guy who hit me up, and he was not too far away, and I had went, I was nervous because it was the first time, meeting someone. But I remember I, went to his house, knocked on the door, and he opened the door, and super handsome, and then kissed right there, and then just cut for the afternoon. So it was really sweet.
Oh, very sweet, for sure.
Yeah.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Last question, let's do it. Before the last question, Blaine, tell me through your career, tell me a moment like that you're never gonna forget. Something that happened, something that you're gonna go like, this moment's always gonna have a special place in my heart for any reason.
Hmm. Goodness. I would say, gosh, one of the films that I was in was written and produced by a dear friend of mine from high school. And when we were both auditioning for a community theater production together, and he remembered me from high school, and he encouraged me to audition for a role in his film. And I, at the time, was really interested, to read the script and wanted to know about the project. And I remember I went for the audition and, nailed it. And he said that I was the perfect role for the character that I was auditioning for. And so we filmed that film, and then he put me in the second film that he wrote as well. And just just that kind of chunk of time, I would say, I'll never forget. Just the chance that he took on me, and just so grateful.
Amazing. All right. Last question is, who is your biggest hero?
I would say Harriet Tubman is my biggest hero. I would say, well, when I was 11 years old, I had a dream, and Harriet Tubman came to me in this dream, and she had said that I needed to get out, and meaning, just out of just the lived experience that I was experiencing at the time, just because it was really traumatic, especially, having to do with race. And so that dream really was the catalyst of me, really figuring out, researching, educating myself, because I, had really nobody else to really, learn from or understand, how to move through the world in a way that was, safe for me. But really that moment was so pivotal, and so I always carry her on my wing.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful story. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Keep thinking, okay?
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game.
Okay.
Let's start with family.
Complex.
Money.
Yuck.
One word for love.
Community.
Life.
Light.
Sex.
Yeah. Does that work?
Politics.
Craziness.
Religion.
Toxic.
Fear.
Lonely.
Friendship.
Everything.
Desire.
Warm.
Regret.
Sad.
Success.
Multifaceted.
One word for wish.
Dream.
Happiness.
Smile.
One word for Atlanta.
Home.
One word for USA.
Complicated.
One word for adult content creator.
Fire.
Ooh. One word for acting.
Inspire.
And the last one now, singing. One word.
Power.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends, what is the most beautiful thing about Blaine? And what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What your best friend would say?
Well, my best friend would say, one thing I need to still work on is not being so hard on myself. You know, really allowing things to, you know, take everything with a grain of salt and allow things to really roll off the bat. You know, that's a learned behavior that I have to unlearn from, you know, my childhood. And that's something that I'm definitely still working on. And then what was the first part of that question?
The most beautiful thing about you.
My best friend would say the most beautiful thing about Blaine, myself, is that I lead with love.
Oh, that's nice. Wow. That's nice. And actually, I'm going to tell you something, Blaine. The way you talk, the way, the tone of your voice, it passes a lot of calmness. I feel calm just like talking to you. Your voice gives this, this impression of, I think, I don't know if you, in your normal days, you always talk this way, like this. From you, you're very calm. You come as a calm person through your voice. People always say that or not?
Yeah, they do actually, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, calm, or that it's easy to listen to.
It's comforting somehow, comforting. Yeah, that's
Thank
amazing.
you. Yeah.
That's true. I totally mean it, because since I started talking to you, and you said you are a singer, of course, but through the interview, it feels like I feel comfortable. I feel, it's a warmth, come from your voice. It's, I think because the passion of singing, as I said at the beginning, it comes so naturally from you, and your voice express that. That's beautiful. I love
Thank
that.
you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Your friends, they are totally right. I signed down your best friend's statement. I confirm.
Oh, great.
Let's play now, Blaine, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, you can ask me a question now, Blaine.
All right. If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Great question, good question. And the first animal that came to my mind right now at this moment, it's a horse. I'll tell you why. I think being a horse, I don't know if you, growing up, I had the opportunity to be around animals, like animals. And, and I remember, like, when I was very close to, like, those big horses, for some reason, their eyes, I can see their eyes, it was so powerful, the way they were looking at you. I don't know if you ever been, like, around horses, but I remember, like, this very strong creature, like strong animal, but at the same time as well, I felt like trust that I could hide, that I could, be around them, because their eyes I always remember that. So I think they're so powerful. At the same time as well, there's something about horses that, the beauty, there's the elegance, the beauty. There's something about them that, you know what I mean? You see those horses, it's like, it's impossible not to look at them and say, like, my God, what a beautiful creature, like, what a beautiful animal.
Like powerful and vulnerable at the same time.
Yes. And again, I remember once I had an interview with a lovely man who works with horses, and he said to me that so many times they were taking children, like, with special needs, you know what I mean? And sometimes they'll bring those special children, these children with special needs to, to be with the horses, and the horses knew it. They knew it there. Those children, they were so calm during the time they were there. They literally let the children be on them, on top of them, because they could tell that they were special kids. I never forget that.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's amazing. So there is something that is a mystical thing through their eyes that it says a lot. You know what I mean? The way they look at
Yeah,
you, the way they look at you, wow, it
very
can say
deep.
a lot. Yeah. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, but I love animals. You know what I mean? Sometimes I can be a dog, I can be a cat. I love cats as well. We have one cat here as well. But you know, right now when you're, ask the question, straight away came a horse. Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you for that answer.
It's okay. Did you enjoy the interview?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking the time for the interview. Thanks for being so open. I think
Yeah.
it's talking about our, challenges in life. You have no idea. It can help so many people because you never know who is
Mhm.
watching this interview right now. You never know people. They might feel so comfort. Maybe just listen to your truly self. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
people sometimes they feel alone. They feel like they are the only person who is going through certain situations, and just see someone talking so open about that. It's a bless because people might
Mm,
be so, you know what I mean, comfort and connected with you as well. So thank you. But
absolutely.
before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Yeah. I a quote that I've created for myself that really has helped me step into my own center and, really anchor my boat into my own harbor has been, I do not exist to make you comfortable. I exist to move mountains.
Wow, that's powerful. I like
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. And I'm sure you are moving a lot of mountains right there. I'm
Yeah.
sure you are. Thanks so much. Enjoy your day and keep in touch. It was a pleasure. Okay, Blaine.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Absolutely. Will
Take
do.
care. Okay. Bye bye. See
Bye.
you. Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.